Hi, everybody. This is David Skirika. So we're going to do an update here. I did a little update, written update for my paying subscribers. I did it via email. I'll post it to the site shortly. So it's about Newsmax and the market. So I did an update, and then Trump started to do his tariffs, and so I just kind of want to look at something here. So as all of you know, Newsmax is the 50, $60. So I had a hellish 2 days, and it's not because the stock went down. I wanted to sell the stock. Like when I was talking about it, I think I was saying, like, the whole point to me, this IPO is especially with a big pump like that, is that you just want to get out. So, you know, I'm a little different scenario because I live offshore, and I use a broker in Canada for this stuff. So anyhow, we got rejected twice on me depositing the CERN. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then so I started writing the depository company, and they started telling me, oh, well, the issue you had is that you can't put your address there because, I guess they have a database or whatever. And, you're offshore and the addresses don't work for different countries. We only have a database for US, as part of like confirming the transfer. And I'm like, I'm telling you, my brokers were bugging them all the time. I wrote them. I'm like, it would have been nice if you actually told me that. So finally, I got that answer, I'd say around 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And I'm like, great. So then we reinstated the thing. Like it's like this has cost me a bunch of money, but what can you do? Like the thing is, too, sometimes these DRS deposits can take days. So it's like there's no legal thing I can do because they could just say, "Oh, I wouldn't be there in the account for 2 days anyhow," you know, and so but I knew it was a small window, it's a problem, but whatever. If it Newsmax can hang around here, I was looking to make like 2 to 3 times of my money and making like as of now 5 times, I'd be okay with that. So what can you do? So the two analogies I'm going to use is if you remember the way I feel is kind of like remember the old Charlie Brown and Lucy pulls away the football, you know. Yeah.
You took me on a traditional holiday. This time I'm gonna get that football clear to the moon.
So yeah, I feel a bit like that. Or I love the show Trailer Park Boys, and I just say, Trailer Park Boys is a little more R-rated. So this is one of my favorite scenes where Ray, he's the father, one of the main characters, Ricky, and they give him money to buy liquor for the night, but he's got a gambling problem, and he goes and starts playing the slot machines, and then he loses all their liquor money, So and sometimes when I would lose money in a stock or an investment, I would use the term the way she goes, just like kind of like this here.
Ray, what the fuck you doing, man? Lost all the liquor money, boys. What? It's the way she goes. That's the way she goes? That's right. That's the way she goes. That's what I said. So you lost all her drink money is what she goes. She's gone. That's right. It's the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes it doesn't. She didn't go. It's the way she goes.
So yeah. Anyhow, so now we'll move on to the markets. Easy come, easy go. So anyhow, I think too. So I wanted to watch the Trump things. I want to see, are we going to see, you know, kind of the market has discounted the the news on tariffs, right? And obviously it hasn't because we're down 2% today on the market. And you can see the S&P or the spiders because the S&P futures aren't trading yet. They don't start till 6 p.m. Are down over 2%. So the futures will be down over 2%. And that probably means, like the Dow will probably be down, close to 800 points if it's down 2%. We'll look at the diamonds in a second. And you can see 550 here is the bottom. Now, I've been slowly getting stopped out of the market, right? Here in, that the next little bit. Sorry, I've been slowly getting stopped out of the market or stopped out of positions. I was hoping that Newsmax would be this big gainer. I can get out. Hopefully, I can still get up in the next couple of days. I'm going to talk about something interesting more like tomorrow, but right now we're going to be right at these lows. And I think we could really break them because if you go look at a lot of times what happens in the market, we didn't get above 330 on the VIX, and now we're getting about below support. And so we're right at support. So, we can see the top of the market was here on the 19th of February, which seems like an ancient, it's just over a month ago, but it seems like a long time ago. And then we can see this here. And then you can see this Rilla rally. And are we going to go lower here in the coming weeks? And the market we know is extreme. I've talked about it, is extremely overvalued. It's got that market cap to GDP that's through the roof. And another thing too is, are we going to kind of trade like the Nikkei did, where you just get these little moves lower and the whatnot? And remember, the market, we go looking at the spiders, 613. Now we're at 552. We go look at that, that's just over 10%. It's just a correction. It's not like a huge move as of yet. So, and like I said, the VIX fell back down to like around 20 right now. So I would be very, very um kind of wary of any kind of bounce here in the market. I would watch it here. I added a short position in my paying subscribers a thing. We've been selling a whole bunch of positions recently. Yeah, I was kind of focused on Newsmax because that was doing so good. But yeah, the majority of my positions are extremely defensive at the moment, and we'll have to see what happens. But I would look at, we're right here at support right now. We're right at the most recent lows in the S&P. And if you go again, like, let's just show you, because the reason I like to use that Nikkei analogy, because the market peaked about the same time in 1990. It was actually right at the end of 1989. So January, February, earlier in the year. And then the Nikkei just had this kind of like choppy type decline and then kept falling and falling and falling, right? So let's just go look at the Nikkei, and we're going to go back to 1990 and take a look at it. And, you know, we go look at here, 2020, we're gonna go to 1989, and let's just end this at the end of 1990. So we'll look at the first phase, and I'll make this uh not a candlestick chart, I'll make it a bar chart so we can see it better. So you can see here, and look at this here. It happened in the Nikkei. We would kind of be like where we were here or here when you broke the moving average, and it was kind of like straight down to April, and the market lost 30%, and then you kind of rallied, had a stronger rally here, and then rallied over again. And what's crazy is the market lost 50%. I'm telling you, with how bad this could affect the global economy with these tariffs, I could see something like this happen in the S&P or Dow or whatnot. So I'm just going to be very, very defensive. Now, could we just be in a correction that leads to maybe a rally back, like the topping formations in 2000 and 2007? Sure. But I think this is something else altogether going on here. So I'm just going to leave it at this, and we'll see what happens going in the market. I hope you had some fun with my Charlie Brown uh trailer park board thing. It's like easy come, easy go, as they say. So we'll have to see what happens.